Now, you might not want to hear this. It might be one of those unpopular opinions. However, I'm still going to say it. Your parents, they were or are humans just like us. Now, please do not click away. Do not run away. Why are you running?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
I know it's very hard. I know it's painful. I know you did not deserve it. But again, as children, when our parents or our caregivers do something towards us and it's harmful and hurtful and painful and we are confused, when we're children, we do not interpret it as there is something wrong or unhealthy with our caregivers. We automatically internalize it and think it's something to do with us. So that dampens our worth, it shakes our self-esteem, and all of these things, we take it along with us into our adulthood. All I want to do with this message is to just free you. It's not to give them a pass or an excuse. You are an adult, you have agency, and I just want you to live an abundant and free life. I feel like becoming a parent has truly given me a different perspective, or another layer of perspective and insight and understanding and grace towards the shortcomings of my parents. And I think this is the type of advice that I also share with my inner circle, when it comes to all those unhealthy parenting traumas that we have accumulated on our hearts and on our brains from okay. But please, all I want to do with this message is to just free off of all the reins that they still have of you. I feel like you still have burdens from all the traumas and things that you never had from them, things that they could have done better, and blah, blah, blah. You have all these things that are entangling you, and I just want you to break free from that. Okay? It's perfectly okay to be able to understand this concept and still hold them accountable, or them not even change it. You can do both. Both of these things can exist. I just want you to be free, sis. That's all it is. So yeah, if you're still with me, thank you. Super proud of you. Super proud of you. I think in order to be free, we need to move away from our own POV, our own point of view, and just see it from maybe their point of view as well. They may have also grown up in an environment where they were on survival mode, or their caregivers never taught them X, Y, and Z. Think about it. Your generation, or our generation, or my generation, we have access to so much information. But if we're still holding on to grudges or not doing better, are we better off not knowing them at all? Being ignorant of them as our parents were? I'm just saying, even though that we have access to all this information, still we choose not to do better. We still feel justified in holding these grudges against our parents or people in general. But I find that when we understand the concept that, like, our parents, they were also on this journey, they were moving blindly, they may not have been given the tools to act properly and develop their capacity to love healthily. Okay, again, this is not an excuse. This is just helping you understand that maybe this is why they just never developed the capacity. Maybe this is why they never developed the love, okay? Because I find that when we're able to understand, we're able to extend grace, and then we're able to move on healthily with our lives outside of them, okay? So again, this isn't anything to do with reconciliation or people pleasing to them or being codependent on them, or just, brushing everything under the carpet as if they did not hurt you. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying understanding these things helps you to move on in your life in a healthy way, because the way your parents treated you and all the things that the traumas and whatnot that have crippled you, it literally bleeds into all of your adult relationships, in your workplace, how you perform, in your relationship, how you show up, in your friendship, how you see yourself. Okay, so these things are really important. Sometimes we feel like, okay, I'm not talking to them because they did X, Y, and Z. But can we really go around in life just ignoring things, okay, or ignoring people? That is not the healthy way to approach it. So I am hoping that that is making a little bit of sense to somebody. And again, forgive, process, and move on. File it away, sis. Don't use the trauma that they inflicted on you as an excuse to justify why you inflict trauma on other people. You see how it's an endless loop if it doesn't end with you. It's very hard. I always say this, like you came into this world with an empty table and then all of a sudden you found shit on the table and you're like, whoa, what's this shit? And it's like, well, I didn't put it there. Your parents put it there. But then your parents' table had shit on the table too. It's up to you to say, do you know what? I don't like the smell of feces on my table. I'm going to clean it up. And what does that look like? It looks like confronting the thing. That takes me to the next point. Observe and see the patterns or habits that you may have picked up from them. An apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, sis. You may be a carbon copy of your mom, the mom that you hate, or the dad that you hate or despise. Look in the mirror. You need to be able to identify these things and, if possible, confront them with your parents. If you can't, you don't always need closure to move on in a healthy way. And when I say actually not move on, you don't need closure to thoroughly process what happened to you and building useful skills to then move into your adulthood. You don't need closure to do that, but you do need to be objective. You do need to be honest with yourself. You do need some courage and bravery to face the issues head on and to say, do you know what, actually shit happened in my life, you know what I'm saying, and I don't want it to happen anymore. I want it to end with me so that I don't become this toxic parent to my children. Do you know what I mean? 8 minutes, that's good. But yeah, I'm hoping that this is able to free someone out there, and you may even need to cry out. I know the day that I realized or came face to face with the behaviors that contributed to me becoming a people pleaser, I cried. I was fuming. I was full of, like, I won't say rage, but I was just not happy, upset, sad, and like, why? But then I had to move from my POV and understand that, so that's what made them a people pleaser. Therefore, they didn't know any better. Therefore, moved it onto me. So I knew that it was on me to change certain things so that I didn't bring it onto my son. Do you get what I mean? And my future children. So it really is on us. And if it feels dark to do by yourself, it just seems too overwhelming, I would really advocate for getting some therapy or having trusted and supportive friends that you can open up to about these things. And please be willing to be corrected. You do not know it all. Sometimes the hard-headedness, that's something you got from your parents. They were hard-headed too. That's why you can't get through to them. So now you see how you're being hard-headed and your kids can't get through to you. You're not any better, sis. You are not any better. But yeah, I hope you are comforted at least, and you're encouraged to put a bit of work in, because like it has to end with you. And if it doesn't, you just bleed it onto your children and the cycle continues. So choose you this day whom you will serve. Anyway, if you did enjoy this, I think you're going to enjoy some of the ones on the screen. Let me know some of the things that have helped you overcome or address toxic, unhealthy parents, etc. If you're a parent yourself, share some tips for us. But yeah, until next time, take care and God bless. Bye-bye.